This is Dan of 𝗥𝗲𝗄𝗅. In this report, I will show you how some of you may be able to retire early on $909 per month in Las Terrenas in the Dominican Republic. But if it's okay with you, I'm going to show you beautiful pictures of Las Terrenas while I tell you this story. Here we go. Okay, first I'll share my estimated cost of living for two people in Las Terrenas, Dominican Republic. Then I will cover my retirement livability factors such as walkability, food, social considerations, things to do, visa, real estate. We just completed a month in the Dominican Republic. We visited Santiago, Las Terrenas, Puerto Plata, Cabarete, Xochitl, in that order. We'll be comparing and contrasting the good, bad, and ugly of all three over the next few weeks. But today we are talking about Las Terrenas. In a moment I'll discuss the cost of living here, but first I want to answer the question, who would love living in Las Terrenas? Every town has its charms that attract people. So what are Las Terrenas' charms, and who should consider retiring here? If you love to live in a beachside community in the Caribbean with scenic landscapes, white sand beaches, and clear waters, with a population of only 15,000 people, then Las Terrenas is for you. Las Terrenas features amazing scuba and snorkeling, kite surfing, windsurfing. You can buy fish direct from the fishermen as they bring their fresh catch in from the sea each day. Plus, Las Terrenas felt safer to us than any other city we visited in the Dominican Republic. Okay, cost of living in Las Terrenas in the Dominican Republic. Here's my estimated cost of living for two people in Las Terrenas. Rents. First, here's a furnished one bedroom I found on Airbnb a few days ago for $420 US per month. This is $420 per month, includes utilities, internet, commission to Airbnb, and a cleaning fee. But I think you could get a cheaper deal if you stay for 6 to 12 months. Here is why I think that. Most Airbnb landlords experience some vacancy each month. Even if they only experience a 20% vacancy on average, you could offer them zero vacancy for 6 to 12 months. They also have to pay Airbnb a percentage of what they receive. Plus, they have spent some personal time is worth something, the landlords. So to keep their vacancy low and their with short-term rents, they have to correspond with existing and future tenants immediately when they get a question or message. So that creates a part-time job for them. If you come along and you rent it for 6 or 12 months, you'll remove 100% of their vacancy, and you'll give them a little time off from their part-time job. So removing their vacancy, that's got to be worth the 20% discount, and the part-time job's probably worth another 10%, so maybe you can get them down 30%. So I think you could easily find a landlord that would probably give you that kind of discount, maybe a few of them, but I would wait until I'm on the ground there so I could test the internet speed and check out the neighborhood before making a long-term deal. And by the way, that's my How I Find Perfect Apartments Around the World report, link provided, details about that. But for this estimate of cost of living, I'm going to assume you can get a 15% discount on this rent. So $420, 15% of that's $63. So my estimated rents would be $357 per month, which is the $420 minus the 15% discount. Remember, that includes utilities. Here is the Airbnb place advertised for $420. Just be aware, I'm not saying this landlord would take the deal. I haven't asked. I'm just saying that if you propose this deal to several landlords, someone's likely to accept terms like these because it eliminates vacancy and reduces their time spent in tenant turnover and 6 to 12 months while you're there. And remember, the 15% discount includes utilities and internet. Okay, I'll use that in my estimate, the 357 number. What about groceries? The groceries seemed high to us here in the expat grocery stores as compared to other retire cheap and paradise destinations. So we would have to buy from some of the local stores and local fruits and vegetable trucks we mentioned in our paragraph on favorite markets. So we estimate about $220 per month in the expat grocery stores and about $100 per month from local sources, totaling the two combined about $320 per month for groceries. What about restaurants? If we went out to eat twice per week, once for date night and once for a lunch somewhere, we'd spend around $40 a week or $160 per month in restaurants for the two of us. We could keep it fun and interesting by doing a few picnics on the beach per week in addition to those two restaurants, but we would bring food from home on our picnics, so it's included in the groceries. What about cell phone? We had a data card we bought at the airport. We mostly use internet at home, but we also need internet access from time to time when we're out of the house, like for Google Maps and other kinds of searches. I also listen to YouTube when I run on the beach. So as usual, we got one 𝐂𝐎ℎ SIM card when we arrived in the Dominican Republic, and the cost to recharge it per month is 11.25 Dominican peso, or about $20 per month. Why only one card, you ask? Because my Android phone will act as a hotspot, so we can both be on the internet at the same time when we're outside the house. Next up is laundry and water. For laundry and water per month, 𝐷 estimates about $40 for the drop-off and pick-up laundry per month, and 20-liter water bottles for two people would last about a month, and they're $1 each. So that's and she'd get 12 of them, and so that'd be another $12 for 20-liter water bottles. Alcohol, that depends how much you drink. Local beer called Presidente is 70 cents for a small bottle and $1.10 for a large. Those are just standard size bottles. And in bars and restaurants, those prices are easily double. Bottles of wine in the grocery store starts for around $4, $5. Not everyone drinks, so we show alcohol as an optional expense in the cost of living table on the webpage. But if you come to the web, just click the link in the notes below the YouTube video and you'll see this table I'm describing here. So it adds the rent, $357 groceries, $320, $160 in restaurants, $20 for cell phone, $40 for laundry, and $12 for water. For two people, that comes to $909 per month. For alcohol, we estimate about $85 per month. So the two together. Now, alcohol is optional, so I didn't include it in the main thing, but if you drank $85 in alcohol, the two together would be $994 per month to retire early in Las Terrenas. The above cost of living is for two people, but it's just an estimate on the low end. For a full understanding what it would cost you to live here, visit Numbeo and add anything you spend money on in your home country that's not mentioned in the table. Our costs of living are generally much lower than a new traveler because we are great bargain hunters, but there are people that live cheaper than we do even, but never move anywhere until you've visited first personally to verify the living costs for your lifestyles and needs. I call that an exploratory visit. Now, I'm not guaranteeing these prices. These are just my notes and estimates from the time of my visit. Your costs will be drastically different depending on the lifestyle and the time since this post. Most expats report spending more money per month than the low-end estimate we just quoted you. You'll hear more typical living costs. Probably 80% of the expats are going to spend more because they have the money. And they're spending usually around $1,200 to $2,000 per month to live in this part of the Dominican Republic. Of course, sky's the limit. You can spend whatever you want. But people spending that much also have even higher pensions, so they have it and they spend it. They often spend more on eating out and drinking more alcohol in local bars and restaurants. Many also have cars and more expensive apartments, so some have homes also. Depending on how your lifestyle is going to vary substantially. If you're going to try to retire cheap offshore, make sure to have emergency funds available so you have some, in case you have some unexpected emergencies. To learn more about that, read my report called The 2 Biggest Risks of Retiring Early for Cheap Offshore. Link provided on our webpage. Okay, Las Terrenas, Dominican Republic, livability factors. Here are some of the factors I think about when I consider a place for retirement potential. After I discuss each factor, I will assign an overall desirability score to Las Terrenas. Okay, I'll start with walkability. I would say high. If I were to live in Las Terrenas, I would be able to walk to restaurants and small fruit and vegetable markets without an automobile. This is one of the reasons my costs would be lower than other expats. I wouldn't have a car. I would also consider getting bicycles for Chung and I to get around town more quickly. Next up, internet. Internet speeds, I would say medium. We had very few issues with our internet speeds. We were running about 4 megabits per second down and 2 megabits per second upload speeds in our wireless router. The speeds were lower than I prefer, but I was able to upload large YouTube videos in about 2 to 3 hours. I would just do that at night when I went to bed. And you can conduct, we were able to conduct Zoom calls with these speeds. So if a certain internet is required for your business, I suggest reading my process for finding the perfect apartment, link provided, which fulfills all of your needs. That explains how to do that. Next up is food. I would say medium. With a town of only 15,000 people, you probably agree that the restaurant choices are pretty good here. Also, the expat grocery stores have a fairly large selection of foreign foods for a town this size. So what you can't find in the restaurants, you may be able to find ingredients for in the expat grocery stores. So I am upgrading the food choices from low to medium for that reason. What about weather? High. Las Terrenas has beautiful weather year-round if you like it on the warm side. There are just 2 main seasons in Las Terrenas, the sunny season or the rainy season. The sunny season is November through April, when the nighttime lows average 67 Fahrenheit or 19 Celsius, and the daytime highs average 84 Fahrenheit, which is 29 Celsius. The muggy rainy season is May through October, when nighttime lows average 73 Fahrenheit, which is 23 Celsius, and daytime highs average 89 Fahrenheit, which is 32 Celsius. The most rain falls in the months of May and October. Things to do, I would say medium. Swimming, snorkeling, scuba, kayaking, kite surfing, windsurfing, cooking, partying, yoga, restaurants, gyms, cycling, fishing, painting, writing. If you are a beach or an ocean person, you'll not run out of things to do. But if you are also into cultural exploration, you may get bored here eventually. What about social considerations? Low if you are single, especially if you don't speak Spanish. This town is just too small with 15,000 people to have much of a social life. If you bring your lover or spouse with you and at least one of you speaks Spanish and the other's willing to learn, then it might be medium for you if you are comfortable in a small town. Expats, I would say high. There are about 8,000 members of the Everything Las Terrenas Facebook page, link provided, which averages about 35 interactions per day. There can't possibly be 8,500 expats living here, but the activity levels is enough activity to help you have a soft landing if you decide to visit or live here. You'll be able to ask questions on that webpage, link provided. So if you like hanging out with expats, you should be able to locate or create expat activities in Las Terrenas using that as a focal point. But do make local friends too. I explain why in my report, the top 10 mistakes international retirees make, link provided. Okay, what about real estate? Just walking around Las Terrenas and window shopping, we saw 1-bedroom condos advertised for sale starting at around 100,000 US. photo provided. But I never recommend buying until you have lived somewhere at least 2 to 3 years. People just change their mind and move to other places, and you don't want to have to sell a piece of real estate. Read why retired expats should not buy real estate overseas to better understand why I've decided not to buy outside my home country. What about visas? I would say hi. Citizens of many countries are given 30 days visa-free upon arrival in the Dominican Republic. Many of the expats that come to the Dominican Republic, whether for long or short term, routinely overstay their visa and just pay a penalty whenever they leave. For example, overstay penalties. If you're given a month when you get here for most countries, but if you overstay for the second and third months, you pay about $50. If you stay up to 9 months, you pay $80. Up to a year, about $100. If you stay 6 years, it's $600. If you stay 10 years, it's $1,400 penalty. Those are the penalties. You pay by cash or credit card as you exit the airport. Now, visa rules are always subject to change, so check before you buy your flight tickets to see if they've changed since this post. Las Terrenas desirability score. I would say high. If you are a beach or ocean person that prefers to be in a smaller town with a more direct connection with nature and natural beauty, Las Terrenas would be highly desirable for you. But if you're more of a cultural explorer and enjoy a larger city with more things to see and do, you'd probably find Las Terrenas less desirable. Just depends on what you're looking for. We next head further west and explore more of the cities along the north coast of the Dominican Republic. Subscribe now and hit the notifications bell so you will see when we post more videos. Thanks for reviewing our Retire Early for $909 per month in Las Terrenas, Dominican Republic report. Make sure to grab a free copy of my ebook, How I Fired My Boss and Traveled the World for 14 Years. Please subscribe to Vagabond Buddha or our YouTube channel to watch us move around the world. 14 years and 67 countries so far. This is Dan of Vagabond Awake, the YouTube channel for vagabondbuddha.com. Thank you for stopping by. The world is your home. What time will you be home for dinner? Hey, if you liked our video, please like, comment, or subscribe. Any of that would help our business. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
Click the link in the notes below this video to get a copy of this content. Plus, grab a free copy of my ebook, How I Fired My Boss and Traveled the World for 13 Years. While you're there, check out our catalog of retired cheap reports all over the world and our hobby income course that we just released. Thanks so much.